Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining our live today. Yesterday, if you would have seen, I went live with Matt from WT Capital, and all of you guys were just smashing us with questions about how to get a mining job. Today, I've got a very special guest coming on very shortly, and we are going to be answering all of your questions, hello Riz, about how you can get a mining job in 2025. Welcome to the live, Jax. If you've got any mining questions, drop them in. I'm just waiting for my special guest to come on. Yesterday, as you know, I did another live and you guys were just hitting us with mining questions. So we're doing another one today. I've got my special guest Amanda from Win-Win who's going to join me, and we're going to start answering some of the most commonly asked questions so that you guys can have your questions answered live by us. Thank you for joining. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below, just as I'm waiting for Amanda to jump on. But yeah, how's everyone's day and where are you guys watching from? If you haven't done it, make sure that you're following this channel. We've also got a YouTube channel for really longer form content, if that might be of interest to you. And yeah, obviously that's in our podcast as well. So this channel here is all about helping you to achieve your mining goals. So when Amanda gets on, we're going to start ripping through some of the questions that we get. Brisbane, welcome Captain 420. Thank you for joining us. Awesome. And are you working in the mining industry now, or are you trying to get a job? Let me know what your struggles are, and we're going to tell you exactly what you need to do to achieve your goals. Hi G, how you going? PNG, we've got a massive following in PNG, which is awesome. Selena, welcome from Fiji. Good to have you on today. Right, tell me guys, we seem to have a lot of people from overseas here. So the number one thing that we get asked is, how are you going to, what do you need to actually get a job if you're overseas? Kano, how you going? Christchurch, also like New Zealand, you don't need a visa. Jax, how are you? But if you're somewhere like Jax from Nauru, then you definitely are going to need a visa, which is where we do have a migration expert available if you need. Oh, there you go, Bill. Yeah, I bet you're happy about that one. Anyway, guys, welcome to Amanda from Win-Win. Amanda, how are you going today?
Hi, everyone.
Bit hectic as always, hey?
We have been very busy. We've been very, very busy, and we are on the hunt for some operators and also some MC drivers. So if anyone watching right now is an MC driver and you've got experience with the road trains and you're also an operator within a civil environment, give us a call. We are on the hunt for them. And you need to be local.
Yeah, if you're in WA, we've got a ton of different jobs for one of our clients at the moment. So definitely get in contact with us and shoot your resumes through to recruitment@winwin.com.au. I think that's the email address we're using for that. Hey, Amanda? Yeah, amazing. All right, so let's go through some of these questions and then I'll ask you some of the questions that we just keep getting. Okay, so Kush has asked, are flights in the industry no longer going to be covered anymore? What do you mean? Yeah, go for that.
On the employer, what's happening at the moment, Kush, is that it's an employer's market, which means that they have more talent in their current state than needed, right? So previously they used to go from interstate and they used to go from overseas. Like when I say overseas, I'm talking New Zealand. However, now we've got people flying in from all over the world wanting to participate in this industry. So there's too many people applying, or not too many people, there's multiple people applying and making it really competitive, so they don't have a need to. In saying that, it's up to the employer. If they love you, they might pay for it. We do know of some companies that are still doing it and are offering interstate opportunities. But yeah, flights might be at your own cost.
Yeah, it's such a strange market. Hey, some companies are paying for HR licenses and flights, and then some are just like, nah, sorry, you need to be in Perth or no deal, 100%. Okay, cool. Hi, 3369. 3369 has asked, hey there, I'm from London. I would love to make a move from London to Oz. Any tips for mining? Yes. Amanda, what have you got there?
So 3369, the first thing would be I'm not going to talk about visas because I'm assuming that you've already got that. So that's the thing, is wanting to look at what you want to do is you look at your transferable skills, and we do that through our consultation process. So what we want to do is, even if you haven't got a mining background, which 99% of our clients don't have a mining background, if you want to see the success that we do have, go have a look at our Google reviews. This will be able to give you some confidence in what we actually do. What we're able to do is we're able to articulate your transferable skills in a resume and then highlight all of those transferable skills in a really efficient way that is in the mining terminology. Alana and I both have a very strong background in mining and recruitment, which is why we're able to have the success that our clients have the success. So what I'd be looking at is, first, in your career consultation, we'll be saying, what jobs do you want to do? Have you looked at any jobs? And then we'll be talking you through those minimum requirements, and then making sure that you're in a position to be able to get those minimum requirements. To start with, you cannot get a position outside of Australia. You need to be in Australia because you need to have, one, an Australian driver's license that is manual. You need to have an Australian police clearance, and you need to have the white cards. All three of these options you cannot do outside of Australia. So you need to be in Australia. So I hope that answers, but if you want to book in for a career consultation, we've helped lots of people from the UK. I was just looking at some of our success rates the other day, and I had a IT guy or a banker, I think he was a banking analyst from the UK, get his first six-figure mining job 3 weeks after landing in Australia.
It's that easy, and it can happen way quicker than that. We've worked with candidates, and it's all about setting yourself up so that the second you land, and even before you land, you know exactly what steps that you need to take. You need know where to go to swap your licenses over, exactly licenses and qualifications that you do actually require. So that's why our consultations can save you so much time and money, not having to try to figure it out yourself. We give you a step-by-step plan and say, here, you're going to need to get this. This is step one. Here's where you go to achieve that. So really, really, really easy. So we've got in the comment section, guys, I just dropped our 2 main email addresses there. So we've got recruitment@winwin.com.au. If we have a job up in our website and you want to apply directly for that, there is obviously no fee for that. You just apply, and then we put you forward for the job. Our career consultation division is a bit different. That's where we work for you. You say to us, I want to achieve this, and we say no worries, and we've got a ton of processes and a framework that works every single time, where we utilize to implement to help you to get what you want. Hopefully that wasn't too much of a little. Anyway, let's go through some of these questions. We've got Godzilla's just asked, do you guys have an immigration officer in PNG? No, not specifically. But our Godzilla, our migration expert that we work with, is located in Sydney, Australia. So he is 100% familiar with all the Australian rules, and that extends to worldwide. But obviously, if you're trying to get a visa from PNG to get especially into the Australian mines, we suggest going through him, because if you try to do it yourself, occasionally, like we've had people like immigration officers from other countries give really bad advice. So but that's why we suggest going through our guy. We have vetted him. He's one of the best in the business. So okay. Then can you see that one, Sambo Shivs?
Yeah. So I would only say apply for a utility if that is your background. If your background's in hospitality, if your background's in utility, if your background's as an operator, and you've been doing that, then that's the path I'd direct you in. What we do is we look at your resume. Right, so through a career consultation process, which is if you want to book in for a career consultation with us, it's 20 minutes, it's $49, you'll get all of the right information, okay? So what it is we'll have a look at your resume and look at those skills that you've been doing and those jobs that you've been doing for the last 10 years, probably 5 to 7 years actually. And then what we'll do is we'll say these 3 jobs are the jobs that you should be going for and you should be aiming for to get into the industry, and these are the tickets that are required. If, however, maybe there's some gaps in your resume, or there's not a strong alignment, a utility is all you want to be able to get into as a utility, and then make the beeline to the operator jobs, right? So that is a good strategy, but it also depends on what your background is. If you've been doing hospitality, I'd say start with hospitality.
Yep, and just to elaborate on what you get in the career consultation anyway, so you also get a copy of our Career Accelerator Guide. That thing has discounts to everything. So let's say, like Sambo Shivs there, if he does want to get I'm assuming that you're a guy, like whatever you might be, that we do actually have a couple of different RTOs where we have discount codes, so you can actually get a 5% discount on any training that you might need, on things like resume packages, on whatever it is that you might need as well. So you get access to that, 120 employers. You get we've created a signature series called A Day in the Life of, where our candidates that we've worked with in the past explain to you what their jobs are. And there's so much value packed into that. That's worth easily over 700, but you actually get that as part of the consult as well. So I'll just chuck that one in there as well. Hi, Jimmy. How do you apply from Fiji? Simple answer. You don't. You're going to need to move. You're going to need the visa. If you need help with that, get in contact up in my stand store with our migration expert, or come and have a chat with us because we can help you to get in. All right, cool.
Danny, I've just finished all my phone. I fly to site on Wednesday. Thank you for your help. Danny, that is amazing. Tell us what job.
Is that the Danny, you the Jewelers Offsider? This is so funny, guys, and this is why our lives are so like on point. Danny actually was on one of our lives and she was like, oh, like I'm about to fly back home to New Zealand. I've just lost my job. Within bang, like that's if you are that Danny, so, but I'm just assuming, bang, within an afternoon, we helped her to get an interview lined up for a Jewelers Offsider role and see you later, off to site. So that's why these lives are so important. Not only do we answer your questions, but we can actually work with you to help you to achieve your goals way, way, way faster. Okay, sorry, just blabbing on here. All right, Ken Balls, 01. I have a driver's license, white card, worked in the mining chains for drag lines. Any tips? Yeah. What job do you want? What state of Australia are you living in? And how much money do you want to make? What roster do you want? There's so many different factors. That's why we do our consults, because we get to the like nitty gritty of what your actual goals are. So we can go, right, let's create a plan so, you know, you can double your salary or like get a better roster or whatever it is that you might need. So yeah, there we go. Amanda, do you want to answer 3369s? And what's the age requirement? I'm 20 years of age. Is that a problem or is that fine?
First of all, no, the age is not a problem. I'd be asking you, have you got your full driver's license being that age? So full driver's license, manual, no P plates, and residing in WA. So if that's you, or actually, if depending on what job you want, we do know of a company that is now accepting candidates from interstate. So if you're looking for a Jewelers Offsider, absolutely give us a call. Chuck, our moderators are actually dropping in the email info@winwin.com.au, looking for a career consultation, and we can do that. But 20 is absolutely fine.
I think 3369's from London. So, so that would require you to get the visa, and there has been a change in visa. Not that I'm not giving visa or migration advice because technically, legally, I'm not allowed to, but I do know from our agent that the age limit for working holiday visas, if you're in the UK or Ireland or anywhere around there, has gone up from 30 to 35. So get in quickly. And if you are like pretty young or underneath 30, seriously, this is life-changing. If you're following myself or like my favorite client, Cal, who's on here, Irishman, came over. Within a month, we had him a job paying him $140,000 as a serviceman. So you can set yourself up for life. He's been on holiday, like off his mining money for the last 4 or 5 months or something. So it's life-changing. Definitely do it. Get in contact with us, 3369, and we will get you in, like just what we did for Cal. Do you want to answer Passer's question there, Amanda?
Sorry?
Can you see Passer's question?
No, I'm looking at D for RC93.
Okay, I can see 28 questions there or something. Passer's just done how long do they take to respond for a pre-invite for a visa 190? Pass, no idea, honestly. You'd have to have a chat to our migration expert. Like I said, we can't give migration advice. Not allowed to legally. Can you see Zil 1? Oh, damn it, it's just, sorry guys, these questions are getting smashed at the moment. Also, thanks for the follows. Thanks for sharing the live. We'd love you to double tap on the screen so we can push this out. If you haven't done it, follow myself and Amanda. We literally send out so much content for you guys to be able to go off and do all of this by yourselves. If you want to do it faster though, get in contact with us. We'll get you in like that. The best route to take, Zilla 1, is to get in contact with us first. We ascertain what your goals are. We create a plan for you step by step and boom, off you go. Just like Danny. Congratulations, Danny. That's awesome. Let me know how you go, by the way.
I have with 5 years experience and a white card. Any tips on landing a job in the mines? Yeah, meet the minimum requirements, follow the framework that we lay out, and you're in, basically. Look, I would say, one, where you're applying from. That's the first thing. Give us more information. If you can let me know what just because you've got the HR doesn't mean that it's like a guarantee. So you've got 5 years experience. What have you been doing with that HR? And also, is it a manual and what state are you located? If you can drop me more information, I can give you more specific tailored advice.
Yeah. Joyce, let me ask you this, Joyce. because yeah, we do recommend. There's one specific company RTO that we can get on machinery tickets. But what tickets do you want, and what have you been doing for work? Because going out there and getting a ton of tickets is not going to like get you straight in. It's not going to happen, because unless you do have experience on loaders, graders, like dozers, whatever, then that's when we'd say, yeah, cool, you might need the tickets then. Probably not. But I can guarantee you an HR driver's license, a heavy rigid license, will open up so many more doors than getting a water cart ticket or a dump truck ticket. So I'll just say that right now. Righto. Zilla one, what are you after?
Okay, so I would be probably saying that have a look at, so D for C, the HR. So I'd be looking at a couple of different jobs. First of all, I'd be asking what jobs have you been applying for? And obviously I'm assuming that you're not having success. So I would say that based on what you've just explained to me, that potentially is, and it's manual, then I'd be looking at a driller's offsider for you to start with. Do that job for 6 months, and then you can go into the water cart operator. You can go into other positions that are going to be able to do that. But start with the driller's offsider, because it's an entry level. You can get in. It's $110,000 a year, and it's going to be that foot in the door that you need. And you don't need to get much more than what you've already got. So you don't need to get any tickets. What you need to do is make sure your resume is applicant tracking system compliant. We can help with that. And make sure your Seek profile is really geared and jacked with all the keywords, again, something that we can hear. Because right now, guys, as we are speaking, we are seeing 3,500 people apply for one single job. Most of our clients are getting results very quickly, as you've seen on the live here, and that's because they are using a resume that is applicant tracking system compliant, and they are optimizing their Seek profile, and they're also knowing how to tap people on the shoulder and find those people, tap them on the shoulder, and make themselves known that way as well.
Yeah, and they're also using our network. So let me walk through what we did with Danny, who went from, oh no, I need to fly back to New Zealand, I've got my plane, my flight booked, to then hang on, come here and let's have a chat. So Danny came to us. I did a resume, and then using the vast network that we have, we sent her off, and then basically I said, listen, you've got to call to the employer, you've got to call this lady, blah, blah, blah. And then immediately she got a phone call, and that was how quick it can happen. So if you've got a resume that's ATS compliant, which are the filtration systems mining and recruitment companies use, you can get past any single system. You do need to, though, know how to, like exactly what Amanda said, go above and beyond what all the other candidates are doing. They're throwing out resumes and hoping for the best. That is not a good strategy. We show you how to go around the back way, get directly to employers, get right in their face in a professional manner, and get the job that you want faster than if you're trying to do it yourself. So I'll just say that.
Rob, you are correct. You do have an MC license.
Hey, Rob.
Back to D4. Yes, if you do have an MC license, you're going to increase your chances. One of our clients is actually looking for MC operators, which is what I said at the start of the, so if you've got experience operating the road trains, that is going to also help with so if you can upgrade your license, that is. But if you're looking to be able to just get in, drills offside based on those tickets that you've got currently.
Yeah. What are you finding, Amanda? Because Amanda does a lot of our consults with our clients. What are you finding the biggest struggle is at the moment for a lot of candidates? Is it the massive amount of competition in the market at the moment, or what are you finding? People just aren't set up?
Yeah, so there's a large amount of competition. This is the most we've ever seen in the 10 years that I've been doing this. And that's because we've got cost of living. We've got a few different things that are happening. We've got cost of living crisis across the world, and we've also got TikTok, which has highlighted the profile of this industry and made it and glorified it. So we've got two things that are happening at once. So we've got 2 years ago we were getting 500 people apply for one job, and now we're around 3,500 people apply for one job. So what's happening is that people are just assuming that their resume is good, and that because it looks nice, it's on Canva, that it's the right process to be able to take. They're trying for 6 months, 4 months, they're trying for 8 months, and they're just getting rejected. They're getting, yes, Kano, they are everywhere. The bloody Kiwis are everywhere. And what's happening is that they're just throwing stuff out there, and they're just applying on Seek with just typing in FIFO and applying for every single job. That's not how it works. It does not work like that. So
it's a terrible strategy.
have a right resume, and so at the moment they come with us, and the moment that they are starting to, get their resume done, optimize their Seek profile, and use different strategies, they're getting results very quickly. So yeah, the main thing is that people are actually saying, "Hey, I'm really struggling." But they come to us when they're defeated, when they should come to us first, because they'll save themselves 7 months.
Yeah, definitely. Right, let's smash through some of these questions. By Namo, I hope I pronounced that correctly. And hi, Rob, how you going? Okay, how much money to prepare? That really depends. If you're coming over from another country, you need to have at least 2 to 3 months worth of savings in your bank account to support yourself when you get to Australia. Australia is not as cheap as everyone thinks. It's way cheaper than, let's say, New Zealand, but still you need to pay for accommodation, getting licenses and qualifications swapped over, like food, all the general stuff, and it might be a couple of weeks, if not months, before you actually land a job. So unless you come over and you've got a company that's sponsoring you, then it's generally how expensive are your tastes, and like, do you have accommodation? So like, look, I couldn't even say, I'd probably say about 10 to 15, if not more. If it was me, I'd be probably stressed out and try to get as much money as possible, but that's the simplest answer. That's why we say have a chat to our migration agent, because he might be able to put you with companies that sponsor, so you don't have to pay for all that sort of stuff. Weight limit, right? Generally, there's a seatbelt limit on the trucks. It's sitting at a 110, although, to be honest, I've seen guys significantly over 110 in some of the trucks. So, yeah, 110.
Also,
yeah.
Those, when they get it past the weight limit, is after they've done their medical. So they've
Yeah.
got the diet, they're eating the cakes, they're eating the desserts every night, and then the weight increases. So they've got in probably past the medical, under the weight, and then eating the desserts, which, by the way, if you're on a diet, don't go to camp, because the desserts are just they're screaming out your name.
Although you get over it pretty quickly, I would say. I remember doing 4-week swings, and by the end of it, I was like, I just am not going to the mess. I can't eat that shit anymore. So it just depends. Okay, RMX has said, I've just moved to Perth. Congratulations. Perth is the best place to be in the whole country to get a mining job, and only have since obtained my white card, RSA, and food handler certificate. Do you have your driver's license? That is number one. And what I'd suggest is, right, come and book in for a chat with us, because with those licenses and qualifications, you're a shoo-in for a utility role. Those roles start at about 85,000 up to 110, depending. We could probably have you shortlisted for multiple utility roles like that by the end of next week. So it's really easy. So go up into my stand store. You can book in and have a chat with our team. We create the plan for you. We give you access to all of our contacts, including, depending on what package that you want, up to 10,000 recruiters in my own LinkedIn platform that we can get you in. So that's what I'll say with that. All right, Amanda, what else can you see here?
Yeah. So basically what I want to do is I want to talk about the servicemen and drillers offside. Yes. It's this. Yes. What I want to talk about is coming over from New Zealand, because we've got a few people coming from New Zealand. Basically, there's a couple. The number one question that we get is, can you do FIFO from New Zealand? And it's the same as what I'm going to explain to most of our clients. You can participate depending on the position. It's going to depend on the position, and it's going to depend on you and the arrangement between you and your employer. On the most parts, most of the industry would be, I would be saying that no, you will need to be in Perth. You cannot do FIFO.
Yeah. And I'm just responding to this one here. So Wellington City Boy has asked about bus driving jobs. Firstly, you're going to need to be in Australia, because you're going to need to get the HR driver's license. And in Perth, or WA, should I say, you also require this thing called a PTD authorization to drive trucks in the mines. I will say though, driving buses in the mines. Driving buses is such an awesome job, especially when it's 40 degrees. You're listening to tunes, driving around like in the aircon, like winning right there. And it's way easier to get into than a dump truck operator role, because there's less competition. And that's a perfect opportunity to then navigate into other truck driving roles. So yeah, Herbert has asked, what is an entry-level job? Amanda?
An entry-level job is a job that doesn't require a degree, doesn't require a lot of technical experience. An entry-level position is one that there's a lot of volume required in the industry, and it's the basic kind of positions that most people around the world would be able to walk into the mining industry. That's why it's called entry. It's your gateway into it. I went from working in government in a corporate building in the Northern Territory to be able to walk into a cleaner's job. So that was something that I did. Bye, Rob. Thank you. So that's an entry-level position. So you don't need to have a lot of licenses and tickets, and you don't need to have a lot of experience.
Ooh, look at that. Can you see the Jack Queensland one? How would somebody with a disability but with heaps of banking and insurance experience go? Has been done before. A couple of years ago, maybe a year and a half, worked with a banker from Queensland. She didn't have a disability, and the disability might be a case of how severe is it and how much does it impact certain functions like your hearing, your sight, etc., because you will have to do a pre-employment medical. But we have worked with people in bankers and the insurance industry and got them traineeships, utility roles, like process operator roles. So, yeah, it's always doable.
Yeah, I think it depends on what the disability is, and yeah, if, like Alana said, the impact on the medical. So give us a call, book in for a career consultation, and we can provide a bit more information and have a bit more of a one-on-one chat.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a question for you. How much do dump truck operators get paid?
You're looking at about 80 for a real bottom line entry level dump truck traineeship, and then it goes up quite significantly. So it depends on the company. Some of them try to put you on the traineeship for 2 years so they can pay you less. So if you're in somewhere like New South Wales, then you might be potentially down in pay, but it really depends as well on what company that you're in and what state that you're living in. WA, without a doubt, pays more than Queensland and more than New South Wales. So again, it depends, and it does depend on previous experience that you've got and what sort of dump truck that you want to operate. So dump truck in production versus civil, again, you're looking at different wages here. So Manu, it's going to depend on your previous experience. That's why we say come have a chat with us, because some people just go, I want a dump truck traineeship, and they've got really great experience to go into civil where they could be earning double the amount of money. So it just really, really depends. There we go.
Okay, how do you apply if you're a foreigner? So you need to be in Australia. So if you can get full working rights, there's no reason why you can't apply. But you need to be in Australia. You can't be applying from outside of Australia. You need to be in Australia, and you need to have an Australian driver's license, an Australian police clearance, and a white card, which you all get once you're in Australia landed. If you are, so what some of our clients do, especially if they're on a working holiday visa. Now, remember, guys, we are not allowed to be able to provide you visa advice, okay? So that is very important to note. We cannot provide you visa advice. But those ones that do have a working holiday visa generally contact us while they are still at home, while they are still in London, and we work with them to get everything set up and get everything in the back end done, the resume, the cover letter, the SEEK profile. They're starting to build their network, and they are starting to build all of their contacts that we've shown them how to do while they're in London. And then the moment that they're landing, they're able to get their license, the police clearance and everything else. And then they're the ones that are getting results within 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of being in Australia.
Yeah, because there are some things you can do before you even book your plane, your plane ticket. So there are some things that you can do from overseas, and that's where the advantage of coming and having a chat with us and having a solid plan. So you're not like, oh, what do I do now? What RTO do I use? What tickets and licenses do I need? In our consults, you leave with a 100% sense of clarity of you know what you need to do next in exact order, so you're not wasting time and money. For an example, if you've got an HR driver's license or the equivalent in your country, we suggest booking in tickets the second you land or the day after you land in the country, because then you can get over your jet lag. And sometimes it can take a couple of weeks, if not months, to actually book in and to book the lessons in. So we want to make sure that you don't get here and you're stressing out because you've got to wait a month or a couple of weeks before you can get in to do the things that you need to do to actually achieve the job that you want. So setting yourself up for the job and then being able to apply for the job is totally different. And the time period can be quite prolonged if you don't have a set plan. BG's just asked, hey Lana, I live in Sydney. I have a level 1 confined space gas test, ticket, white card and forklift. Awesome. That would be so relevant for trade assistant roles. But the question is, being in Sydney, most companies are not even going to look at you being in New South Wales. Do you have friends and family in Perth or Brisbane? Are you looking at moving? Those are the questions that I'll be asking, because that's something that you're going to have to really think about if you do want to get your foot into the mining door, because your license and qualifications are perfect, spot on.
Maybe other mining roles could be interested in going back but haven't done FIFO TAS. I'm not really sure what that means, Jace. Do you want to give us a bit more information? It looks like I've maybe there's a bit of half a conversation missing. So why is there a gravitational pull through the dessert bar when exiting the menu?
Good question. Let's go to the question from, all I can see is a butterfly emoji. Hi, I'm from Melbourne looking for a job, but I only have warehouse experience. Can I get a job? Yes, with warehouse experience, especially if you've operated a forklift, pallet jacks, reach stackers, and you've got potentially SAP, Oracle or Pronto experience. No, if you're trying from Melbourne, because those are classified as entry-level jobs. So entry-level jobs are jobs that are quite easily filled. You don't need that many licenses or qualifications or experience or skill set to fill those roles. So again, it's an employer's market right now. So to increase your chances, and I know this is easy for me to say, just move to Perth, okay. But if you were in Perth or Brisbane, your chances go like that. If you get assistance from us, then your chances are go pack your bags.
What I'm also going to put on the table, if moving is not an option for you, but you are committed to be able to get an entry-level position, then the only other option is for you to be able to, with risks, right? When I say risks, I mean you have to be aware that most companies want you to be living there, but there is in our jump starter package, that's going to maximize your chances. That package is going to be able to help you hustle your way in and allow you to get you into the right people. So that's why we get people. That's the only other way we kind of suggest it.
Yeah, Lisa's asked, hey, how about working as a medic but within groups instead of working alone as a medic? Really just depends on how big the mine site is. So if you are going to a mine site where there's only 30 people, then you're probably going to be the only medic, right? If you're going to a massive site, like back in the day, Barrow Island had like 9,000 people on it. There were just teams of medics. Obviously, you've got teams of like emergency response crews as well that you will be working with, but it kind of depends on if you're going for the bigger companies like BHP, Rio Tinto, like Mineral Resources, then you're most likely going to be working within a team environment for those roles especially.
And but if you're going to go to a camp, like I've worked on smaller camps and it has been really hard for the medics and the security because and what a lot of them do on site is study or do like work on a project or work on something, learn a language while they're up there because there's so much downtime, which I mean,
Amanda, what's the smallest and biggest camp that you've ever been to, like size-wise?
So I was a village manager at a camp called 145, which was a rail camp. And the rail camp was the maximum, it was 145 people, but it was, when I went there, it was around 25 people on site. So there's one utility, one chef, and then we're all kind of helping around doing everything. And then the other one, village manager at was Cloudbreak and was assistant village manager, and that is 3,000, I think, Cloudbreak.
Nice. I went to Nifty and there were 28 people there and I was like, this is hectic.
It's a bit too intimate because you're like, you've got to talk to people because it's 28 people.
Yeah, that's why I like Barrow, like at the height, 9,000 people. It's like you can just go get lost in a sea of people, which is fantastic. Never get bored anyway. Okay, how can I secure an employer as an electrical engineer in WA? Okay, so for you to I'm assuming you're after to get employment, obviously. Okay, so to get an electrical engineer role, you're going to have to set yourself up, make sure that you're meeting the criteria of the job, make sure that your resume is ATS compliant, so applicant tracking system. Your Seek and LinkedIn profiles are optimized so that when you're sending your resumes out, employers can actually find you and offer you jobs. If you need help with that, get in contact with us, info@winwin.com.au. Okay, Beyond Imaginations has asked, I live in PNG. How can I get into an entry-level tradie role?
So entry-level tradie role. So I'm assuming you're talking about a trade assistant, or are you talking like a chippy or a carpenter or a form worker or something? All's going to be probably like if it's a trade assistant. What you're going to do is you're going to need confined spaces, working at heights, gas test atmospheres, police clearance. There are some positions that don't require a HR, but our recommendation is to always get the HR so that you can be applying for both sets of jobs, right? If the job says that it needs a HR and you don't have a HR, you're not going to get a look in. Whereas if you do have the HR, you can be applying for the ones that do require a HR and the ones that don't require a HR. So we do always recommend meeting those minimum requirements. Be in the right location. So that says if the job starts from Perth, you need to be in Perth, and making sure your resume is applicant tracking system compliant and jacked with all the right stuff to be able to demonstrate the depth of your skills. Now, what we do, I just want to talk about the Jumpstarter package and why we have why we get results. If you are in Melbourne currently watching, if you're in New Zealand watching, or if you've been wanting to be able to get into this industry, please book in for a career consultation, because what generally happens is people have had this dream and this is something that they want to do. And then when they have the consultation, they actually realize that this is really obtainable. This is something that they can do. This is something that is going to be something that within their reach, right? So it's really important to be able to book in for that career consultation, which is where we can talk through your experience.
Yeah, 100%. Let's go through some of these ones. So user 7962 blah, 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 whatever. If you're dyslexic, how hard is it to get in? I've seen dyslexic people on the mines before. It just depends if you follow the process, know what job it is that you want, can cross-reference it between what you've been doing, set yourself up. There is a framework. It works every time. I've been doing this for over 24 years. It works every single time somebody comes to us. We say, cool, this is what you've got. These are what your goals are. This is how we're going to help you to achieve it. It's not that hard. So, yeah, I'm still just going through some of these questions.
I'm on the phone right now. Yes, because I'm on the phone. I'm watching. It says I contacted the phone number on the profile. Yes, because I am on the TikTok live, and it would have sent you an automatic text back.
There you go. All right, so we'll get back to you after that. But yeah, Amanda's using the phone right now. So, okay, Jace has got heaps of tickets, EWF, confined space, working at height. Jesus, oh my God. Drove injectors, so Aggie. So Jace, do you have an HR license? Oh no, MR, sorry, I just saw that. Okay, you've got a ton of options there, Jace. Like you should be able to get in like that, but I think you were in Melbourne or somewhere. Is that right? Amanda, do you remember Jace's situation? I can't go through all these comments. But yeah, look, simple answer, get in contact with us. And like people, you know, go, but like I've got to pay for a consultation. Yeah, you got to pay for a consultation because we're the best in the goddamn business. And we can have you potentially in your dream job within a couple of days, if not a week or 2 weeks or a month. So yeah, you just got to weigh it up. Do you want to try and do it yourself and then spend potentially a couple of months or not years or years out of it? Or do you want to get the assistance from we're like the doctor level or whatever surgeon levels of recruitment? So yeah, anyway.
We are a business and it takes time to be able to respond to these. If you are sending me, and I can see people sending me messages direct, I do respond to the messages direct because I'm literally inundated. So don't message me direct. Send us a message at info@winwin.com.au. We cannot respond to the messages. We are inundated, like thousands and thousands of comments every day, which is why we direct you to the career consultation so we can provide you. It's not just about the advice that we want to provide you the advice that is right for you, your circumstances and your experience. It's no use over a format like this.
Yeah, like even that question I just saw, how fit do you need to be to work in FIFO? that's kind of like, there are different factors involved. Like some of the medicals are really, really intense. So it depends on what job that you're going for and can get. So drillers offsite and medicals are apparently way more intense than just if you're going for like a utility or something like that. So it really depends. So, I mean, you have to be pretty fit, but the average person can get past most of the pre-employment medicals. I haven't seen many people fail, honestly, in my time. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Okay. Yes, we do resumes, puggers. So yeah, get in contact with us. Guys, I just dropped the main email address for our team. Like Amanda said, we get inundated with messages, comments through all of the social media platforms. There's not just TikTok, there's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, everything. If you haven't done it as well, join the Win-Win Facebook group. It's W1N, W1N. There's 70,000 people on there. And in 2 days, we actually do a post where we allow you to promote yourself to all of the employers in the group. There's hundreds of employers. So yeah, it can be an easy way to get your face in front of a ton of employers and potentially get a job, because the employers then are going to contact the people who actually respond to the post and who are relevant to what they're looking for. So yeah, if you haven't done it as well, follow Amanda, follow this channel. We've got a ton of content to help get you employed in your dream job. We just thought, do you do anything besides mining? We work in every industry, every country, worldwide, because the principle and the framework that has been created within the Win-Win business works across every single industry without a doubt. So yeah, pretty much yes. Answer yes. Amanda, can you sing?
I've answered Dave's question, which I think we've already answered a couple of times, but I know that people come and join this. If you are from New Zealand, you can work in Australia, all right? But do FIFO roles exist from New Zealand? Yes. And there's a bit of a strategy that I would say in going about it. The first thing, you're going to try and get your first ever job and you're going for an entry-level position. And when I say entry-level position, I'm saying non-technical. So you're not a grader, you're not an operator, you're not, a mechanical fitter or a HD mechanic or anything like that. If you're going for an entry-level position, what you need to do is first relocate, right? First relocate, get your foot in the door, and then build up your relationship with your employer, and then start to have those conversations with your employer. At the moment, they have the cream of the crop applying for these positions, so they have no need to take you from these. There is that many people in Perth, 3,500 people are applying for an entry-level position. So the moment you say, no, I want to be flown from New Zealand, they're going to say, okay, no worries, next. So there's a strategy in what you need to do. You need to first get in and then have those conversations 6 to 12 months down the track once you've demonstrated the type of employer that you are, and then moving in that way. But if you were to come and tell me, Dave, that you're a HD mechanic, I would say call me straight away, because we are currently looking for a HD mechanic and they are able to fly from New Zealand.
Yeah, Truckee Mrs. 75, that answer there is exactly applicable to your situation as well. If you're in Victoria or Canberra or wherever that's not Perth or Brisbane, then basically it's the same thing if you're going for an entry-level job, because a lot of employers just go, nope, sorry, we've got 3,500 people in Perth right now who we don't have to worry about flight delays or cancellations or anything like that. So why are we going to take the risk on somebody from Victoria?
We do have a drilling company that is now taking interstate.
Yeah, so there is that. But that's only for drillers off-site roles, and that's because that is a hard job.
Yeah,
so
they need to go outside the current state because it's such a bloody hard job.
Yeah. Okay, so user 907969, blah, 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 whatever. How do I apply for an ESO job in FIFO? So the process is always the same. You already know what job it is that you want, so you need to set yourself up with the licenses and qualifications, a resume that's ATS compliant, Seek and LinkedIn profiles that are going to be optimized so employers can find you if you want to get jobs without even applying. If you need help with any of that, get in contact with us. That's literally what we show people how to do. The framework works every single time. Khaled, exactly everything that we've been talking about is how you get a job in mining. We don't even know where you're located. So you could be in, I don't know, anywhere else. But if you're not in Perth or WA, if you're not in New Zealand or Australia, you need a visa. That opens a whole can of worms that we're not getting into, but you can book in with our migration expert. There's a link in my Stand store. Yeah.
I think our comment was, I think you're ahead. I'm going to answer Sam's question. Sam Jackson, I have a family of 2 children. Do you think FIFO is a good opportunity for a family man?
Yes.
If you're watching this, don't ring me. I'm on the live. Sam, a couple of things. One, if you're not in Queensland, you're not in Perth, you're going to have to consider fly-in time, and sometimes that's an extra day if you're flying interstate. So that would reduce your time at home. So yes, it is, but it's really hard to be away from your kids, and it's really hard to be able to, it's hard on the family, it's hard on the wife, it's hard on the kids. So, but there are a lot of families that do it. If you're in Perth, absolutely, give it a book in for a career consultation and we can have a chat to you. Is there a certain time of the year that you're more likely to get into the industry as a greenie? Not really, because there's so many people in the industry always advertising. So it's it's not necessarily like at the start of the year, and it's not like government where they do like big, pull drives through this period or anything like that. No, it's throughout all the year.
There we go. Yanni's just said about her medical to get a driller's offside role was 3 hours. So 1 hour was the physical fitness test. There you go. It can be pretty hectic.
Well, I think I'm like way ahead of you in the comments for some reason. They're not seeing. So I saw that ages ago.
I know. I'm just trying to go back to the ones that we haven't even covered. There's like so many of them that I'll. Anyway. Okay, can you say, have you answered the Highlands duck one? How much time would it take for a New South Wales regional work visa approval? Quick answer, we can't answer that. There you go. We've got a migration agent. That's what he's there for. Hi, Woodchip. How are you? Okay. Can you see Jace's Tasmania, currently welding for government building machinery? If you're a welder boilermaker, there are companies in WA that will fly you from the east to WA because that is such a highly sought after skill set and trade. So yeah, 100%. Amanda, what can you see there?
Okay, send us an email. How do I contact from outside of here? There's a lot of here. I have heaps of Australian tickets. Yeah, Jason, send us an email. So above your comment, you'll see the moderator has put info@winwin.com.au. So send us an email. That's the best way to be able to get in contact with us because, yeah, there is a lot of people on the live and there's a lot of questions that have been dumped in here. So just if I'll be able to, Camille and Riz, can you please respond to Jace's comment direct and send him the email address?
Yep. Then we've got K3RI4 has asked, how much can I make? This really depends on what job that you want. So what you've been doing, am I eligible for work as a New Zealander? I work corporate in New Zealand and I just want to work. For an example, we did have a corporate client come to us from New Zealand. He did move over to Perth, Western Australia. Within a month, bang, he's up there as a driller's offsider right now, earning $140,000. So it depends on what job that you can get based upon your previous experience. Even say I work in corporate, that could potentially be relevant to then going into a management role or a white collar role. So it really, really, really just depends. So that's why we always say, come have a chat with us. We look at your previous experience, skill set, what your goals are, and then create or give you as many options as possible because everyone thinks that all there is to the mining industry is dump truck operator roles, which is so not true. Okay, Amanda, what else can you see?
We work at 403 visa. Can we still work in the mines? We cannot provide you a visa information advice. We can't provide any comments in relation to visa. We are not allowed. The only people that can provide advice around visas is migration agents. We cannot do that. Yes, you do need to be in Australia to be able to apply for these jobs. You cannot be applying for these jobs outside of Australia. Dasher73, thanks for your content. I'm 52, single with no children. Does my age work against me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I don't want you to think that again for another minute. Because we got last year, we've had multiple results with lots of clients that are over 60. So we got his first Mark got his first dump truck job position at the age of 61. So he has provided lots of testimonials for us. We've had lots.
Did you answer the one from Dave about do FIFO roles from New Zealand only really come about from specialist roles? Okay, sorry.
That's why there's something, yes.
I know.
Quick question, what's the yearly earning for a scaffolder in Perth Mines?
Depends on the roster of the project. So again, there's so many factors. Like people say, what's that? What's the wage for this? If you're on construction, you're on way more money. A lot of scaffies are on the construction projects. So you're looking at, let's say, 120 up, but that again also depends on the roster. If you're on a 3 and 1, you're getting paid more. If you're on an 8 and 6, then you're getting paid significantly less. So yeah.
That's a massive point for anyone asking about the wages. It really like a trade assistant position can range from $50 to $100 an hour depending on the project, right? So you like, for example, the first project that Alana and I worked on was a construction project. It was the FMG rail duplication. They needed to get that rail built as quickly as possible to be able to increase their production. So we were paid at a much higher hourly rate, but we were on a 4-week swing and 1 week off, which is hard. 4 weeks on, 1 week off. And then when you move to a production site or a production where it's more like regular, you've got full-time hours, you're a full-time roster or something like that. Then the wage goes down, but you've got you're a permanent kind of employee. So that's how it works. But yeah, and then you could be placed at a different camp. You could be placed at different, it's so variable. It really does so many different.
Yes, definitely. Hi, Kath. How you going? All right, guys. If you're not doing it, make sure that you're following Amanda and myself. We've got about another 10 minutes left. So yeah, drop any questions. We'll try to get through as many as we can. We generally do a couple of these lives per week. On Wednesday, I usually invite a different guest, depending on what you guys have been asking me, and then we'll be able to talk about other things like mining finances or whatever. So yeah, if you need help with anything, you can go up into my stand store. You can book in with my team. We've got discounts on everything in there. Like if you do require machining operator tickets, my favourite little envelope has just asked. So in terms of tickets on machines, generally it depends on what job it is that you want. But in most cases, you probably don't need hardly as many tickets as what you think. That's why we do the consults. We can save people hundreds, if not thousands of dollars by saying, no, you don't actually need a dump truck ticket to get a dump truck roll. All you need is a driver's license. So it really just depends. Samoan, sorry, I'm not even going to attempt that. I'm just curious that I'm based in New Zealand. Any FIFO from New Zealand to Perth? Yes, but they're generally for MC operators, HD fitters, auto sparky, or potentially even electricians. So what's your background? What's your trade? Let us know. Yeah, I'm just going to chuck in. Everyone take a screenshot of this one coming in. I'm going to put in a main email address. If you want to contact us after this, Amanda, keep going through the questions, and I'll just drop in the email address right now. Everyone take a screenshot of this. Okay.
The people that are asking about specific jobs, it's not necessary. What we do is we don't. So there's a million ways to skin a cat, right? If you've done a degree or if you have certain qualifications in a certain role, and we know that might be the hardest job to get, right? You've got, say for example, it's one of the hardest jobs to get. If you've got the experience, we're going to say absolutely go for it. But if you don't have experience and you're trying to get that position, we generally will guide you towards an entry-level position. So 1, you can get into the industry, get your foot in the door. 2, then you can go into the industry and move around once you're in there, because you need to network as well. So everyone asking about these, I'm a civil engineer, I've got this degree, I've got that. It's not as easy as that. You need to book in for a career consultation. We can have a look at your resume, because you might say, I've got 10 years of hospitality experience while I've been studying. And I'll say, great, go in as a utility and then go for the engineering positions. I'm not going to go for an engineering position, which is going to be one of the hardest jobs to get without experience, when I know that you can get into the industry. Our job is to help you get into the industry, right? The first job you get is not your final destination. I want everyone to remember this. The first job you get is not your final destination.
Definitely. Wellington, City Boy, there are heaps of mobile crane operator roles, but is it as small as a Franna or a really large crane? That would be the question. And do we recruit for critical care nurses too? Simple answer, Dan, no, we don't. None of our clients are requiring that at the moment. Is that correct, Amanda?
No, not critical care, no, not anything.
Okay.
CBR Hunter, I got a phone call yesterday for an interview tomorrow, but still haven't had an email. What to do? Call them. Call them back and follow up. Call them back, follow up, find them on LinkedIn and contact them and say that you just haven't received that information yet.
And can I just say, that is like the number one thing that people don't do. After you apply for any job on Seek or LinkedIn or wherever, if you're not making a follow-up phone call, the clients that we work with are, and they are squeaky wheeling their way into the job that you might just be sitting back and going, oh, I chucked out a resume or two and then I'm not getting job offers. We're teaching people how to go around the back way and actually get right to the recruiter who is hiring for that job and to make themselves the standout candidate. That's why people ask us to work for them because, we can teach you how to do that too. Anything for older couples, it's going to depend with that one what both of your backgrounds are, because there is a really strategic way of getting couples in, but it depends on, like, if one of you has been in hospitality, the other one's a scaffy or whatever, then there's a really, really strategic strategy. But we'd have to see your previous experience, where you're located, and a ton of different other questions as well. So sorry that I can't give you a more conclusive answer.
I've got two things. One, guys, if you're watching this, please stop calling because I am on the live. That's the phone for the live. High risk. I'll be moving to WA soon. I will be able to come through. Would I be able to come through Win-Win to get a job as a driller's offsider? Yes. I would say contact us before you're moving because we do know of some companies that are actually hiring from interstate for drillers offsiders. So you could be hitting two birds. So book in for a career consultation or give us a call or send us an email at info@winwin. Yeah, the moderator has actually just provided you those details. So yes.
Yeah, definitely. And everyone just take a screenshot of our email address, or you can contact us through either of our TikTok profiles. Do not get try to send us a message though, because we just get bombed with thousands of messages. So contact us through the email account. We've got a team of ladies who manage that email account. So it's not just Amanda or myself trying to contact 1,000 people. So yeah, if you haven't done it, follow Amanda, follow myself. I've seen that you've been doing it. Thanks for sharing and liking the live, guys. Much appreciated. We go live weekly. So let us know if you've got any specific questions, or you can always, on the videos that we do, if you drop a comment in one, we try to answer as many of them with video replies specifically for you. So yeah, hopefully that helps. There's no age limit at all, Legendary Annie. Not at all. Amanda, what can you see here?
I'm replying to Boots, who has a drive B double side tipper here in New South Wales. How hard to crack a quad road train in WA? We're currently looking for MC operators, but what I would say is it's going to be hard to do it from from New South Wales. You need to be looking at relocating at the moment because that's where the market is at. They just have too many people applying for not enough jobs. So people that are relocating are getting results super fast. We're currently looking for this, so if you want to send us an email at info@winwin.com.au, that will, and send me your resume, and we can have a look at that and potentially put you in contact with that company.
Yeah, it's bitney bit. Yes, all companies do background checks, so you're going to have to get a police check to get most mining jobs, without a doubt. Stick to Dem Books 99. What's the best entry level for an under 18? You cannot get a mining job if you're under 18. However, you can do potentially internships. Look for Chevron. They are constantly taking, candidates who are under 18. But 18 generally is the minimum age that you need to be to get a job, and you need to have the driver's license or be starting the process for that. So, yeah, that's all I'd say with that.
About criminal histories, yes. So they do a police clearance. They do background checks. You do need to have a police clearance. It doesn't necessarily need to be clean and sparkly if you do have some questionable stuff on there. But what you do need to note is that it's going to depend on the severity of the charge and how recent. So if you were caught speeding, DUI, domestic violence, anything like that, say in the last 18 months, maybe probably 5 years, it's going to be very questionable. If there's something that was when you were really young and, what's the saying? Dumb, young, and full of when you're young, that's okay. We've got lots of clients that have had that happen. All right. So, guys, we've got 2 more minutes left. If there's any other questions, how long does a police take check? if you've got no issues, then it usually takes 24 hours.
If you've got no issues or a twin sister with the same details as you, might I chuck in?
I mean,
we can't answer visa questions. Go into my stand store and book in with my migration agent. Follow Amanda, follow myself. We've got a ton of content. If you need help, get in contact with us, info@winwin.com.au. The email address is all over the chats in this. So, yeah. Where do we stay while waiting for a job offer? Your mum's, I don't know. Wherever you have accommodation. So, yeah. Oh, Jamie, how you going? Jamie, do you want to come on after? Oh, okay, cool. All right, guys, if you're in PNG, you're going to need to you can't find our email. It's all over this live here, Sean. Like, geez. All right, Sean, you ready? I'm answering that right now with our email address. Can everyone just see Sean_Matthews post or comment here? It's now got our email address on there, okay? So if you need to contact us, hang on. There we go. Okay.
Would you be able to show Riz just how to be able to respond to those comments directly to them with the email? Anyway, guys, I am going to jump off. Are you staying on, Alana?
No, I'm going. All good. No worries, Jamie. Thanks for joining our live, guys. Make sure you're following our profiles just before we go because we do this every week for you. So, yeah, or contact us on the email address. So there we go. Adam, entry level on heavy machinery, the tickets on ready. Wow. Look, yeah. Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys. And hope you enjoyed the live. See you later. Bye.